Hi, and welcome to episode 4 of Spirit Rebels. And this week we're talking about magic and manifestation.
My favorite things to talk about.
I thought you'd say that, Shelley. I thought you would say that. I always say to you, and this is one of the things we'll pick up this week, I'm just not a great manifester. I try and manifest things and it doesn't happen. And I listen to all these people and read all these books, and people are manifesting husbands. I can't even get a date. Something is going wrong here for me, Shelley. And I am looking for your wisdom this week. And all of our listeners out there that may struggle like me to manifest or think they don't have a natural ability, I'm told we can all do it. I'm told it's in us all. So really, let's learn about that this week. And Shelley, teach us what to do.
I should do my best, my love. So first thing I'm going to do is pick apart everything you've just said for a start. By saying I'm not a good manifester, you are instantly just declaring it to be so. So you can't manifest if you don't think that you can actually manifest. The second thing is you use the words, I've been trying to manifest whatever. We don't try to manifest anything. We just allow the manifestation to take place. Yeah, it's a total different spin on it. You see, people think that and again, a little bit about what we were, talking about last week. The commercial side of manifestation and working with law of attraction has kind of led people to think that, all I've got to do is just, keep happy. I've got to keep my vibe super high all the time. I've got to keep happy. I've just got to keep speaking positively about what I want, and then it'll all just come. But it goes so much deeper than this. And to a degree, yes, it is about being positive, but there's so much sits under the surface because, as I've said, the universe doesn't hear the words that we say. So we could be sitting there going, I do deserve a husband. I do deserve £7,000. I do deserve this new job. But if our energy on the inside is not in alignment with those words, if actually our little fear voice inside is saying things like, no, you don't, you'll never be able to do that job, or, oh, you don't deserve a husband, you don't deserve a good relationship because you're ugly, or you're this, or you're that, or the other. If you've got any little tiny stream of negativity in you, that is what the universe is going to hear over the top of the voice, the words that we say. That, if we're saying, I deserve this, but we're not feeling it, it's going to be the feelings, because that's what leads to the vibration that the universe is going to pick up on. So,
but how do we, if we're not feeling it, like if we are feeling in a bit of a slump, like people tend to, and I think I've referred to it in the previous weeks, I've put on a bit of weight recently and stuff like that. So you start to look at yourself and you're not feeling as attractive and all of those things. If you're feeling in that little bit of a slump, how can we change that vibration then so that the universe is, because we want to manifest, we want to bring these things in. I'm going to put it out there. I want to bring love into my life. I want that.
Oh, you never know who's listening.
Well, exactly. Reach out to me if you're a single man listening to this and you want to get to know me.
Careful, you could be opening yourself up to a world of weirdos.
Yeah, okay.
Not that I'm saying
strange
all listeners are weirdos, but
But you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So I'm just wondering about that vibe thing before we even get into the manifestation. Can't speak today, Shelley. Into the manifestation. Oh, for God's sake, I give up with it. You know what I'm trying to say, listeners. Yeah. So you know what I'm trying to say, guys. But so how do we up our vibe then, so we can even get onto that second part?
So one of the, I guess, false beliefs about manifesting is that you look at what you want, and when you get what you want, you will be happy. And it's actually really backwards, because to be able to manifest what we want, we've got to be happy first. And this is where the great big, seemingly impossible task comes in, because you think, well, actually, I want this thing to make me happy. I'm not happy now without it. So if I get it, then I will be happy. Then I can be grateful for it. But it's totally backwards and totally the wrong way around. In order to be able to manifest something, we have to be already happy with what we've got. But again, we're trained to, to believe that if we are happy with what we've got, we won't get anything more. We say, well, you should think yourself lucky with what you actually have got and just be quiet and go and sit in a corner. There's so much stuff through history that's conditioned us and trained us to believe that asking for anything for ourselves is, it's greedy, it's selfish. There's so many people out there so much worse off than I am, all that sort of stuff. And we carry all of this crap around with us inside, on a very, well, often subconscious level. We don't even know it is there. So we can think all these, make ourselves think all these positive thoughts about, I do deserve it, and it could actually happen. But if we're not really feeling it on the inside, nothing is going to come. And I know you were saying, well, how do we get there? How do we get to those feelings? For me, this is where healing comes in massively. I come back to my Reiki all the time. I use Ho'oponopono, which is just the most wonderful thing. And everyone's listening going, you what now? I have a friend I was talking to, beautiful Kerry, and I was telling her about Ho'oponopono, and she's like, no. I'm like, no, Ho'oponopono. And that is an ancient Hawaiian prayer that you say, and it literally cleans the energy, cleans the vibration around whatever it is you're thinking about. It's 4 simple phrases. It is, I love you, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you. And you just repeat it over and over again, and it just cleans it up. I mean, to be honest, we could do an entire episode on Ho'oponopono, which I'm sure we will at some point in time. But that's another little thing that you can do. But it comes down, I suppose, to what we were talking about last time, about making that choice, about what the thoughts that we are thinking. We need to start reaching for better feeling thoughts. So let's take your mission for love, your quest for love example. If you're thinking to yourself, I want to manifest a man, a good man. Well, for start, what I'd probably say is let's ditch the word manifest, because there's so much resistance now built up because you have not so far manifested a man, or the right man. There's an element of I can't do this already linked with it. So we're going to change the wording to I am attracting a man, or I am attracted. Let's say I am attracting the perfect man for me, not just a man. Tomorrow morning you'll wake up.
Dating history, Shelley, it's a disaster. So I definitely need to be attracting the perfect man.
So if you say I am attracting rather than I am trying to manifest, I mean, you say it now. So if you just say I am trying to manifest the perfect man, and then after that say I am attracting the perfect man, which statement feels more powerful to you, more positive?
Okay. So I am manifesting the perfect man. I am attracting the perfect man. Definitely the latter. I even noticed that when I say it, you say it with more, I don't know, conviction. You believe it more. It just resonates a little bit more inside, doesn't it?
It does.
Well, it does for me.
It's more empowering, I think, as well, because how many times we've said, I can't manifest, I'm trying to manifest. So if there's any sort of negative energy sitting around just the word manifest, you're automatically putting up your resistance blocks when it comes to bringing that thing into your life that it is that you're wanting. So the way manifestation works is that we think a thought, we think something that we want. It could be the perfect relationship, it could be a new job, it could be better health, it could be shinier hair, it could be an opportunity, it could be feelings of peace, it could be time, it could be all sorts of different things that we're wanting. If you actually were to pull your day to pieces, an average day, you would find that you've actually sent out little requests to the universe all the time. Whenever we experience something not so good in our lives, that's called contrast. So if it's financial, the feelings of not having enough money, bouncing direct debits, not being able to afford to book that holiday or do the things that you want to do, the feelings that come up are contrast. And our contrast comes up to let us know what we don't want, so that we can flip it round to what we do want. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. It does.
So with your example, your contrast might be, I don't know, well, I'll ask you what sort of negative feelings do you get that come around that make you understand that you do want a relationship?
The negative feelings.
Yeah.
I suppose about being let down and things like that. And starting again, you know, when you keep having to start again and again. And that's what I feel like my cycle's like. You invest, you go so far with a relationship, it ends, then you have to start again. So I've got real blocks around that.
That, you know, our past experience is one of the key things that actually does cause the resistance to come. Because, and when I say resistance, that's the energy, the blocking energy, if you like. So when you are thinking to yourself, you know, I am attracting a man, or I want to manifest a man, you know, however you want to put it, automatically your brain is taking you back to all of those failed relationships, which instantly starts to fizz out resistance. So, well, it's just going to happen again. I don't want to have to start all over. This isn't feeling good, blah, 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 blah. So we need to tackle the contrast stuff before we can actually start reaching for the new direction towards the thing that we actually want. Because if that contrast is forever going to hold you in place, you know, the minute you think about relationships, are you excited and joyful and I can't wait to find the next one, it's all going to go brilliantly? Or are there thoughts of, oh God, there's going to be a weirdo, what's going to happen, I've got to start again, you know, all that sort of stuff. So if you look to the emotions that you feel when you think about what you are, you know, trying to manifest, I'm doing lots of, what are they called, finger blinks, what are they called, air quotes. Ooh,
Yes, that's it. Oh, you're so down with the kids.
I am. Don't even know if they do that. But where was I? Now I've lost my train of thought. Yeah, so if you think about, I guess you've got to get in touch with the emotions that you are feeling when you are thinking about what it is that you want. If you are feeling good about what it is that you want, it will happen. It can't not happen. That law of attraction, that law of vibration will kick in because we become magnets and we attract to us exactly the energy, the frequency that we are giving out. So if you think about a new relationship and you get excited, your heart gets, you know, all big and shiny, you get butterflies in your tummy. If it's a genuine joy and feelings of can't wait, new adventure, that is what you're going to pull in. If when you think about a new relationship, your thoughts go to past failures, past, you know, traumatic experiences, past hurt, past pain, that's the energy you're vibrating at. And that, my love, is what you are attracting.
Yeah, and so interesting. So for me, I feel like I'm at that age in life. So I'm 44 now, and I suppose the next phase is there will be divorcees out there. And at the moment, all my friends are happily married. Thank the Lord, I'm so pleased for them. But one day they might have friends that are getting divorced, and I might meet a divorcee.
Hooray for divorce!
Yeah. But it's so I feel like I have to go down the dating app route. Oh my goodness. And so I've had a little bit of a low vibe the last 3 weeks, and I finally realized it's this bloody app. This app makes me feel shit. It really makes me feel crap. I don't like the thing of messaging and you don't really know who you're messaging. And I got ghosted for the first time in my life. I didn't even know that was the word, but somebody told me. One of the young people in my team said, "Oh, you've been ghosted, Helen." And I was like, "Oh, is that what you call it?" I was like, oh, that's never happened to me. And all of these things are making me feel worse and worse. Yet when I think about love and finding that lovely person, even if that person's only in your life for a time, I get really excited by that. So I've never given up on love. I believe there's love for everybody. You know, I'm so excited and you know, I find the whole concept of love magical. But yet this app, which is what I'm thinking is my way to now find love, I'm definitely is blocking me as a person, and it's making me feel crap. So I'm thinking I might need to bin off the app and just
Absolutely
wait to see. Hopefully I'll, you know, I might go to a party and somebody might be there. I might be walking down in the hospital and goodness knows, you never know, a consultant might walk out before me and it just could just be magic before our eyes. You just don't know.
And the thing is, and that's another thing that stops us and blocks us from like attracting or manifesting the things that we want, is the fact that we think we know better than the universe, you know.
Mm,
Just off what you've just said there, you know, I thought my only way was to use this dating app. You know, and whether it's money is a big one for this, because people instantly come back to when I win the lottery. And we assume that just because it's the only way we can think that change will come into our life,
mm,
we kind of specify to the universe, well, that's how it has to happen. So a man can only come into my life if it's from this dating app. So you've maybe walked past 15 other men in various different situations that could have been that perfect man, but because you were so focused on it has to be through this dating app, not that I'm
mm,
saying, you know, you were like that, it's just kind of an example.
yeah.
It's like we try to micromanage the universe and tell it, you know, this is what we want and this is how we want it to come, or
Mm.
this is how we think it should come. But
I
miracles
thought I
happen.
was putting it out though. I thought by doing that, I was saying to the universe, I'm making a proactive decision here. I am signing up to a dating app. I'm showing you, universe, that I am ready. I want this. So I actually was thinking I was doing the right thing, but then not realizing actually how that made me feel. And now having listened to you, you're right. Because I'm ignoring how that's actually making me feel. I'm blocking that magic in effect.
Absolutely. And our feelings are our guideposts. You know, we were never given a sat nav for life or a ordnance survey map for life, or even a set of flipping bullet points, which would be nice sometimes. Um, you know, we kind of just land here and a bit like we flail around for a while, um, trying to do our best, wigging it all the way. But our emotions are there to keep us headed in the right direction. And ultimately, if something feels good, you do more of it. You lean into it. You just keep going down the route that feels good within reason. If something doesn't feel good, you don't do it. And ultimately, that's how we should be living our life. Now, that is very, you know, black and white, kind of clean cut, because there are things that don't feel good that we kind of have to do. Um, but again, you know, it comes back to what we've said in previous episodes. It's about that choice and looking at the stuff. Okay, so this isn't feeling good. Is it not feeling good? But I know the result is going to be good. And like I can see that and I know that. Like cleaning the bathroom, for example. No one likes to clean the bathroom, but we all like having a clean bathroom. I use this example
Yeah,
all the time.
yeah.
So is it the fact I just need to get through this and understand I've chosen to do this to get to the other side? Or is this not feeling good and it's just not feeling good and I don't actually have any promise of anything good coming out the other end of it? You know, if you want that new job, for example, you're going to have to go do the interview process. Nobody likes an interview process. It's
No.
horrendous. But you have to come back to the idea, well, I've decided to do this. I've decided to go through this process because I want what's waiting on the other end of it. With the dating app thing, there's no guarantee that there's something waiting on the other end of it, you know.
With
But
what I'm seeing, Shelley, there
something
definitely
is. But if every time you log on to that app, it's making you feel rubbish, or every time you think about that app, it's making you feel rubbish, then that is not your way forward. That's the universe or your higher self's way of saying, nope, drop it, look in a different direction. Because you're not going to find something that to make you feel good by following feelings that don't feel good.
Mm.
Does that
It
make
makes
sense?
perfect sense. It absolutely makes perfect sense. And I've just been interpreting what I thought I needed to do the wrong way.
Yeah,
And yeah, and I've tested it for 3 weeks now consistently, and it is that
yeah,
app is pulling me down. Everything else in my life I'm really happy about.
yeah,
I mean, I'm under loads of pressure at work, but you know what, I'm bouncing from the ceiling. I'm
yeah.
loving it. I'm like, bring on any challenge you want to throw at me. But when it comes to that app, it is really pulling me or pulling my vibe down, and I need to ditch the app.
Ditch the app and then just, you know, put it out to the universe and just say, you know, this is what I want, and see, just allow the universe to deliver in its own way in the most divine and perfect time. And again, impatience is something else that blocks and stops us from manifesting what we want. And just let it deliver. When we decide, we can use our low vibrations, our feelings, to help us decide what we don't want, so that it becomes more obvious what we do want. So you could, for example, use your past relationships to highlight, well, actually, in a relationship, these are the things I don't want. I'm not looking for these things. So what's the opposite of these things? Because that's what I am looking for. And that little process, you can even write it down in a journal or something. That little process will help you to switch your mindset from basing your future expectations on past events and allow you to move into a brighter, more positive looking future, which will then shift your energy up and align your vibration with the good things to come. And every time we send out these little requests to the universe, from, I want the perfect relationship, or I want a cup of tea, or I want, whatever it might be, from the big stuff to the small stuff, the universe hears it and it automatically fulfills that request. It kind of grabs a little bubble of energy and forms whatever it is we're looking for, that perfect man, that £10,000, that new car, that holiday, then shoes, whatever it may be. And it puts it in, I see what I call it, the magical manifesting warehouse. So each of us has this little, or giant, should I say, warehouse that lives in a different dimension, on a different realm, different plane of existence. And everything we've ever asked for from the universe is in there. So there'll be My Little Ponies and like all sorts from when we were 7 years old that I really wanted Mr. Frosty.
I never had one.
Well, you know what, right? Let's just digress a minute, because I wanted a Mr. Frosty so bad when I was little, but we were never allowed one because A, they were expensive, and Mum said we would just play with them, shove them into the bed and go mouldy and awful, which
She probably was right, actually.
Would I let my kids play with a Mr. Frosty in their bedrooms? No, 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 no. But last Christmas, me and my siblings, my brother and sister, and all our partners, we always have a theme for Christmas. And last Christmas was the 80s. And my sister got me a Mr. Frosty for Christmas.
Oh, I bet that was your best present.
I actually have. And all these years later, like what, 30 odd, well, longer than, oh God, how old am I? So, 39 years after I asked for it, I've manifested my Mr. Frosty. Anyway, so we ask the universe for this stuff, and it is then created in energy form on a different plane of existence and popped into these warehouses. If you're an Abraham Hicks follower, they call it the vortex. If you're a Joe Dispenza follower, he would call it the quantum field. I go with magical manifesting warehouse because I like the visual of it. Big old warehouse.
Yeah.
Now, our job then is to get into an energetic position where we can take something from the warehouse, take it in energy form and allow it. We don't do that. We have to allow it to then form in our physical here and now world. Okay. So your perfect man is sitting on a shelf in your warehouse right now.
I love it.
He's very bored, Helen. He's very, very bored, twiddling his thumbs. So your job now is to align with the stuff in your warehouse. That is how we turn something from energy the universe has created for us and bring it into here and now, real-time existence. And people will say, right, well, how do I align with my perfect man? How do I align with £10,000? How do I align with a new car? And this is all about feeling, it's about vibrating at the same frequency as you would get from when that thing or person arrives in your life. Okay. So if it's a holiday you're wanting to manifest, you then have to vibrate at the same rate as what you would do if you were on that perfect holiday. Okay. So if you're wanting that holiday for relaxation and adventure, relief, you get into those feelings now, and that will open the warehouse doors so that this holiday can be delivered from the warehouse into your life right now. The whole, you've probably seen things with the phrase act as if when it comes to manifestation. Act as if, be grateful as if. And this is part of the alignment process, getting into alignment with that which we want. So if we come back to your perfect guy who's sitting on your little warehouse shelf, hi there, give him a little wave. Hello.
I hope he's got food and water.
Yeah. Well, at any point in time, have you ever asked the universe for some food or a drink? Because it'll be in that damn warehouse, I can guarantee you. I'm sure he's fine. So you now need to align with the feelings that the perfect man would lead you into feeling. So it might be feelings of joy, excitement, gratitude, all that sort of stuff. Now, the easy part is looking at something good and exciting that we really, really want and aligning with that energy, because we can play little movies in our minds about how life's going to be and this is how I'm going to feel and it's going to be lovely and all the good stuff. But if you've got a situation that's really weighing you down that you're trying to escape from, this is where we end up with a problem. So and health is a big one for this, and finances is a big one for this, because it almost kind of feels like you have to ignore the problem in order to move away from it. And if you haven't got enough cash to put food on the table for your kids for the next week, if you know bills are going to be bouncing, if you physically feel poorly or are in pain, it's very, very difficult to, act as if you weren't. It's very difficult to act as if you are financially free when you are struggling to pay your bills. It's very difficult to act as if you are not in pain when every time you stand up, you feel like you're going to fall over, So if there is a situation that when you think about it, you cannot get into some sort of happy feeling thought about, or at least hopeful, then you need to distract yourself. Okay. We were talking about momentum and that big boulder rolling down the hill.
Yeah.
You gotta, if thinking about it sets the negative thought boulder off, you can't get out in front of it. The negative thoughts around this situation is too strong for you. You have to take a step back and turn your back on it completely. So if you, every time you thought about that perfect man, if your stomach plummeted, you felt, it's never going to happen, this is awful, and there was, no matter how much work and positive aspects lists and everything else you did with it, if you still felt crap about it, you just have to put it away. You have to focus on the other stuff in your life that is going right. And in turn, your vibration about the thing that you want will improve, but only when you stop focusing on the negative aspects of it. And again, I'm not saying this is easy, because when you're in financial difficulty or when you're in pain or don't feel well, it feels all encompassing. It feels like it overflows into every other aspect of your life. And distraction is it's the best thing. If you are worrying to the point of feeling so low about it, you can't find a hopeful thought, Netflix binge, finding something that makes you happy, something you can do that literally blocks off the unhappy thoughts about things, and that way you stop the boulder going. You can't rewind it or reverse it and get into happy feeling thoughts about it just yet, but you can stop the momentum of it by turning your face away from it and doing something or focusing on something that does make you feel happy, even if it's for 5 minutes, even if it's for 2 minutes. If you can just start the practice of, I'm feeling those feelings, turn away, go do something else, go bake a cake, sit in the garden, talk to a tree, go for a poo, whatever makes you feel better. We're back to toilets again, aren't we?
Yeah, actually, speaking about toilets, I did, following our last episode, sit when I was having a wee and put my hands on my stomach and just took some deep breaths. And I thought, bloody hell, why have I not been doing this all my life? It's something, just for those few minutes, I just felt like it was some time back for me, and I just felt calm.
Yeah.
So if none of you listeners tried that following last week's episode, or whichever week it was, you need to sit on the toilet and have that bit of time for yourself and do those breathing exercises.
I love it. I absolutely love that. I love the fact you went and tried that. And I know for some people it might seem a little bit mad, but the universe doesn't care if you're having a wee while you're plugging into it. Genuinely doesn't.
No.
It's I don't know if you've got any of those relationships that you can actually make a phone call while you're on the toilet. I can't bear it.
Loads.
Of you can't do it. Oh my God, I'd die.
Oh, I do. The thing is, I think with my friends, they're so good. They just know. The thing is with me, and you know this, Shelley, what you see with me is what you get. So if I need a wee and we're chatting, I'm just like, I'm just going to take you to the toilet. I haven't gone as far as doing a poo, speaking to somebody on the phone. But wheeze, that's pretty standard.
Oh, I can't. But you know what it is? I can't even go for wee if I think someone can hear me. Like I've got to put the tap on. I can't
Really?
I just freeze up. It just doesn't work.
Oh.
Doesn't work. I am not one of these girls that goes into a cubicle with another girl on and oh my God, no way. Cannot handle that.
I always do that. I'm like, come on, we're not queuing for 2 toilets, we're going one together.
Oh my word. Anyway, yeah, but my toilet time is my sacred plug-in time or part of it. So, got to keep that separate. Anyway, where were we? Manifesting.
So manifestation, yeah. So for example, then, Shells, is there I'd like to do
Shells.
Shells. I'd like to do a test with myself this next
Yep.
week. Bearing in mind I started this episode by saying, and I know I shouldn't say these things, but saying I can't manifest anything. I can't manifest. So what if the listeners and I had a chance to try and manifest something of our choice, and we can all, and you guys at home, think about what it is you want to manifest. So I know what it is I want to manifest as a test. So how would I go about that? Can I tell you what it is I want to manifest, or should I keep that to? So I want to manifest seeing a pink car, because when I'm driving, I very rarely see pink cars. So I would like to manifest as a test seeing a pink car, because I'd be thinking, oh, I might be to the right track here if I can see one. So how would I go about doing that then?
Well, first of all, rather than saying I want to manifest, let's go back
I want to
say,
attract.
No, we're not wanting to. I am attracting. Yeah. She's getting told off now.
Pink car, yeah, she always tells me off. You'll notice this as the week goes on. Tough love telling me off, but that's fine. I need it. I'm all for it.
So this week I am attracting a pink car. Is what you want to say.
I am attracting a pink car.
Why is it you want to see a pink car? Never mind about the pink car, but what if you put it out there, set the intention to attract, manifest, see something like out of the blue like this? What feelings are you hoping for? What do you see it as a sign from the universe? Do you see it as a little nod of encouragement? Is it just to kind of confirm that you can actually do this? Is it about empowerment? What is it for you?
It's a sign from the universe that the universe is listening to me, and that I can do it for the things I really want to manifest, not to lose sight of. So I think it is just that sign to say, look, you're on the right tracks, you can do this.
Okay, so we've just put that message out there to the universe now. So it's there's no point in attracting something, manifesting something, working towards something unless you actually know why you're going for it. It's a bit like applying for a new job. If you turned up at the interview and one of the questions the interviewer was asking, so why you want to take this step or whatever, and you're going, oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
They're gonna go, oh, maybe this isn't the right fit. So you've got to understand your whys. You've got to understand your whys. So the minute you decide to attract something, you then have to kind of just give it a bit more thought. So why? What is it going to do for me? And what feelings am I wanting to feel when I receive this thing, or when I see this thing or do this
well,
thing?
I want to feel excited, because I'll be like, oh my gosh, the universe has listened to me. I've seen a pink car. Holy moly, right, what do I really want to manifest now? So yeah, it's that thing of excitement. And I think just reaffirming to myself that I can do this, that I've got this.
And saying all those things is literally sealing the deal for you, because what you're saying now, and I can feel the energy around you is positive. It's up there in the high realms. It's a beautiful energy song, but that vibration that you're sending out. So there's nothing stopping you at all from seeing this pink car this week, or however time frame you set on it. There are 3 things I kind of, when I teach law of attraction, I've kind of bundled all of the different reasons and different blocks or barriers to manifesting into 3 different categories. And if you've listened to me talk about law of attraction, you've probably heard these before, but you know what? Let's all have a reminder. The first one is possibility, because if you don't believe it's possible, it isn't possible, full stop. The second one is deservability. And this is a really big one because if you don't believe you deserve what you're asking for, then you ain't going to get it either. And the third one's a bit of a sneaky one because the third one is safety. And people think, well, well, of course it's safe for me to be a millionaire. It's safe for me to be healthy. It's safe for me to get that new job. But if you were to be honest with yourself, and you know what, so a lot of this work is about just being really, really honest with yourself and your own thoughts behind, whatever's going on in your life. There may be reasons why you would not feel safe achieving what it is that you want to achieve. So, for example, with health, and it does sound a bit backwards, and if it does take a big chunk of honesty to actually come up with this. So my anxiety, for example, I've struggled with anxiety for a long, long time. I manage it very, rather well now. I have my days. But so if I were to want to completely get shot of my anxiety so that I never experience anxiety ever again, I would have to look at those three things. So do I deserve to be calm and centered and grounded and trusting all day, every day? Do I deserve that? Yeah, I do. Is it possible? Well, yes, of course it's possible because, there's a lot of people out there living lives that are anxiety free. And is it safe for me to live anxiety free? Well, on a surface level, yes, of course it's safe for me too. But if we look under the surface, my fears then start to bubble up about that. So, what does life look like if I do not have anxiety? Well, that means I'd be able to work all the time. Oh, what if I get really, really busy? What if I then, put I have the time and the energy to put loads of new stuff out there? And what if I get like my business grows massive and I'm a household name across the world? Oh my God, actually, that's a little bit scary. Our illnesses or our limitations kind of start to dictate a little bit about who we are. So who will I be without my anxiety? Because especially with illness, a lot of illnesses that they keep us safe in some ways because they keep us in the familiar ground. They stop us from reaching forward, for shining out, for reaching our full potential. So actually, if I let go of my anxiety completely, well, I would probably be exhausted. This is how my brain's telling me anyway. It's not necessarily a truth because my anxiety is what tells me to take time off. My anxiety is what gets me to stop and rest. Now, logically, I know in my own mind that, well, it is possible for me to go, no, I'm having the day off because I want to. But me and all my hidden beliefs and hang-ups about being productive and being valuable and all that other sort of stuff, as we all have, they tell me that I can't just do that. So in order to give myself a break and take time off or have an afternoon with my book or have a few days off or whatever, I've got to have a good reason for it. So if I cannot come up with a good reason for it, my anxiety will kick in and go, well, it can't work now because you can't write when you're feeling like this and you can't plug in when you're feeling like this. You certainly can't do readings when you're feeling like this. You can't record meditations when you're feeling like this. So the only thing left for you is to rest and hide away. So rather than being able to say, that's actually, I just need some rest time and I want to just hide away for a couple of days because that's what I want to do, my anxiety kicks in and tells me, well, this is your only option now. So it's like a little get out clause. So you can see from there, me thinking, oh, well, it's safe for me to heal my anxiety. Actually, it's not. In my head, I mean, in reality, it is because I'm in control of what I do. But this little fear voice in my head kicks in and tells me it's not safe. So if I'm carrying a belief it's not safe to be completely healthy and well, mentally, emotionally, and physically, I won't be. I will never let that go. And I'm aware of it and I'm working on it. And I think, none of us are ever going to be totally, totally perfect with this because that's not part of what being human's all about. We've all got hang-ups and fears and, stuck stuff. I can't remember where I was going with this. Oh, the three things, yeah. So, it's when you are wanting to attract something or manifest something, it's about saying to yourself, do I believe this is possible? And really like plugging in, how does it feel in your gut? How does it feel in your heart? How does it feel in your head? Is there any wiggly thoughts in there? Is there any tension coming up in there? Is there anything that makes you go "Ugh," a little bit or feel uncomfortable in any way, shape, or form? Is it possible? Do I deserve it? Is it safe for me to do this? And you know what? You might have to sit down with a journal and a pen and just write those three columns down and make some notes about it and see how you're feeling there. When we pick something that doesn't carry a lot of emotional connection for us, like a pink car, for example. It's, you know,
Yeah.
it's a bit of fun. It's so
Yeah.
much easier to manifest something like that than it is to manifest something that has meaning for you, like that perfect partner, like, you know, more money or better health, or, you know, whatever it might be. It's so much easier because we can think about a pink car without any resistance kicking in. When we think about a pink car, we think of fun thoughts and the happiness and, oh, look, a pink car. When we think about the stuff that is actually really troubling us in our lives, that's when the resistance comes in, because we start to doubt it. We start to criticize ourselves. I'm not good enough for this. I don't deserve it. Oh, what will happen if, well, actually, that will bring lots of change. So I don't know what will be around the corner, and will I be really, really busy? And will I still have time for my kids if I'm successful? And, you know, blah, 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 it just kind of cycles all up. That boulder starts going. And before we know it, we're flattened by it. And you
Yeah.
know, we cannot manifest, we cannot attract from that sort of vibrational level. So you've got to think good things before you
Yeah.
get it, is the ultimate. You've got to act as if, and think good things and get yourself into a feeling and a mindset as if that thing was already here. So with the pink car, you can close your eyes and see it, feel it, sense it, whatever. Oh, you know, you're driving along, oh, yeah, oh, I can't wait to tell Shelley, I can't wait to see, you know, all that sort of feeling. Hook onto that feeling. If you think about feeling those feelings, you'll feel those feelings. Your brain can't tell the difference between whether you are actually experiencing the event or you're just thinking about it, but it still has the same response in your body and in your energy, and you will align with the feelings the pink car would bring you. And if you can do it for a pink car, you can do it for 10 million pounds. You could do it for the perfect man. You could do it for perfect health. I honestly believe that there is nothing that, if we can think about it, we can create it. The only thing that ever holds us back is our own doubt, our own lack of belief, our own impatience, our own need to micromanage how these things arrive. All of it, that's what holds us back. The universe says yes every single time we ask. It's just up to us to be able to be receptive to what we've asked for. Oh, I'll take a breath
Oh, it's
now.
exciting. So I'm really excited to come back to you on that. But also, I would love it if our listeners do this and then let us know on our social pages and things like that, you know, what they've manifested. How
Absolutely.
exciting.
And again, you know what, if you want to go for like £1 million, do it. Absolutely do it. I'm totally behind you. But what I would say to make it easier for yourself is to pick something that doesn't necessarily have any emotional attachment for you, like a pink car, like a seashell. I mean, if you're planning a day at the beach, you know, that might be a little bit on the obvious side. Like a oh, I don't know what, like what could you manifest?
A blue balloon.
A blue balloon, an angel wing, an owl, a giraffe, you know, whatever it might be. And yeah, if you're asking for an owl, we're not thinking that you're actually going to wake up and find a giant narwhal curled up in your bathtub or on your lawn or something. It could be, you know, you might see an owl on a logo on a big truck that drives past you, or it might be something pops up on Facebook. We did a little spell, like yeah, it was like an invocation to the unicorns with my year 3 witches a couple of months back. And you did this invocation. It was to bring unicorn energy into your life. And the next day, one of the witches actually put up in my private group a picture that she'd found her unicorn. The unicorns had answered her, you know, her invocation, and had come. And she was actually in Iceland or whatever, Tesco's or whatever. And there was a bag of turkey unicorns, you know, breadcrumbed, like oven food. And she sent me a picture. The unicorns have arrived. So you know what? These things that we're manifesting, they might turn up in all sorts of different ways. Don't try and get clever with the universe and demand it has to be in a certain way. Just allow the universe to send it. One thing I would advise when attracting anything into your life, when you are either talking to the universe, when you are thinking about what it is that you want to achieve or do or have, stick on the end, in the most perfect way.
I have to write this down.
Yeah, well, actually,
So I'm writing this down, listeners.
there's 2 things I think people should add on to their attraction magic. One of which is in the most perfect way, because you know what, you might want to manifest that thing into your life, but not if it's going to cause a problem. For example, a few years back, good few years back now. Gosh, yeah, probably about 10 years back. I wanted a new car and I was desperate for a new car. And I was like, new car, picturing myself in it. So, so desperate for a new car. I then wrote my car off. Um, my current car. I wrote it off. I got a new car, but I didn't like the feeling and the experience of being flipped upside down and swizzled round and round. I mean, luckily there was no one else in the car. Nobody was hurt. I came out without a scratch, wonderfully.
Miracles.
And I got my new car, but I would really rather not have had to have gone through that in
Yeah.
order to get it. If you're asking for rest time, in the most perfect way,
You
because
don't want to get ill.
you don't want to get ill. You don't want to break your leg to be forced to rest. So yeah, so in the most perfect way is a good thing to put on, and it gives the universe then permission to kind of think outside the box and bring this stuff to us in a way that we could never even begin to think could happen. The second thing that I like to put on when I am doing manifestation work is or something better.
Yes, I've used that before.
Because if we are let's say we're after money and we're saying, oh, please, I'm manifesting, or I am attracting £1,000, £1,000, I want £1,000, and the universe is sitting there going, oh well, I've got £10,000 here for you. Oh, she only wants 1,000, right? Okay, well, we'll send her 1,000. We'll just put this other 9,000 in a little manifestation magic warehouse, and she can get it at a later date. And really, if you knew at the time there was 10 sitting there for you, you'd be like, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
I'll take it, I'll take it. But you get your 1,000, you're quite happy with it, but you could have had a little bit more. So if you say, I'm attracting £1,000, or I have £1,000 in my bank right now, or something better, again, it leaves those doors of receptivity open so that something better can come, because we cannot see around corners. We don't know what is coming. We don't know how things can work. The universe has this wonderful ability to see what is in our future for us, and it also knows when we're ready for things. There's no point in sending an opportunity or a person to us if we aren't actually ready to receive that situation or that person. Does that all make sense? I feel like I've
Yeah, it
proper
makes
waffled today.
no, it makes perfect sense. And I love the fact that you've told us all of this, because I mean, for those of you that don't know Shelley, she teaches this. She's amazing. So I'm like this sponge trying to soak it all up from Shelley. As I'm like, oh my God, you know so much. So I hope our listeners get as much out of it as I do, Shelley, because you know so much, and and I just love the way you articulate things, and particularly the way you're so visual, because it really helps. But I'm not a hugely visual person, but when you put things into how you see things in this visual way, I can picture it, and it really helps. So yeah, it's fantastic.
Well,
What a great episode.
one thing I have learned from working with you so far, my darling, is that I really cannot take compliments, because you keep being really nice to me every episode, and I feel myself shriveling up, going, "Oh my God, oh my God!" But thank you. I shall try and take that. And yeah, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you,
You
thank
need to
you.
work on that. Maybe we'll be touching on that in a
Yeah.
later
Oh,
in a
I think
later
we will. That'll be me
because
coming
not
under scrutiny.
exactly, because not all of the, I mean, obviously we want all the episodes to be very upbeat, but I think we do tackle later on some more challenging areas in our lives. So but we've got to have honest conversation, guys, and you guys are listening and coming on this journey with us. So I really hope you have enjoyed today. I hope that you all go and practice manifesting. We can't wait to hear your success stories. Please let us know. Shelley, are you linking all the socials, because you're the
Yeah.
technical wizard here?
I don't think wizard's the word. Yeah, we'll stick up a little thread in the Facebook group so that you can pop on your manifestation stories, because again, if you can see other people attracting things into their lives, and if you can think about things that you have attracted into your life, I mean, bear in mind, everything that goes on in our lives we have attracted. So think about it that way. Everything good that's ever happened to you, you have called in for yourself. You've done that. You have manifested that. So yeah, hearing all these experiences, it's really good, and it's really inspirational for everyone to go, this stuff works, this stuff works. And the more we believe that it works, the more it actually will work.
Yay. Oh, honestly, loved today. It's been brilliant. So I can't wait to tell you all if I got my pink car.
When?
Sorry, I'm getting told off again. She puts me on the naughty step, guys. But honestly, Shelley, thank you for your expert advice, and really excited to see everybody's outcomes. So thank you from me.
Thank you from me. And we will see you next week. And I think next week we are delving into a topic that might it might rumble the heartstrings, let's say, because we're going to be talking about forgiveness. And that's forgiveness for other people, but most importantly, forgiveness for ourselves.
A bit more of a serious one.
Yes, yeah. Well, no doubt we'll find ways to make it hilarious anyway, Helen. I'm certain of it.
I'm sure. Oh, it's been great, and see you all soon.
See you soon. Bye.
Bye.